Y'all, I swear I am going to open that parka shop in hell because it's frozen again. It is chilly in hell this time of year because, my God, when you're losing this bad in Minnesota and you sue the federal government saying that they can't have ice in the federal United States, and even CNN doesn't even attempt to whitewash it. Literally, it's like Duck Hunt. It's a hell of a day. Again, I'm looking for investors in the parka company and parka store for hell itself. All right, Hell's Parkas is what we're going to call it. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Guys, I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and you can follow me on X at Braden LOA as we document the crazy, save the country, and dispel the propaganda. Okay, guys. I'm not even going to bury the lead on you. I'm just going to walk right into this. We're going to have a hell of a time because, honest to God, if you know politics and you watch any of these cycles and any of these news cycles, any of these political stories and shows, particularly the mainstream media, you know there's basically one of two things they're going to do when it comes to Democrat news. One, they're going to either completely carry the water and lie to your face. That's in most, like probably 85% of the time. And then 15% of the time, and these are rare, hence Hell's Parkas. They overtly just say, okay, even we can't defend this. This is so stupid it hurts. This is one of those times. Okay, so of course, I'm sure you guys are familiar. The Minnesota state government is now suing the federal government to say you cannot have ICE or immigration inside the borders of Minnesota. Yes. That's actually a thing that is happening. Watch this.
On me as well as I look at this.
Well, Senator Amy Klobuchar, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Former federal prosecutor and senior legal analyst Ellie Honig is here. Does this lawsuit have any chance of doing anything?
No, I don't think so. What they're asking, the state of Minnesota is asking a federal judge to throw ICE out of the state and to prohibit ICE from enforcing federal law in the state. There's simply no precedent for that. These lawsuits, Illinois and Minnesota both filed similar lawsuits, have no precedent cited in there. To do that would violate the Supremacy Clause, which says the states cannot block the feds from doing their federal duties.
Okay, before we continue, I want to break this down if you guys don't speak constitutional law. Okay, because in the 2A space world, we spend so much time diving into constitutionality and the different arguments, the Supreme Court, the different lawsuits, ins, outs, standing, all that stuff. Here's the thing. Do they have a chance in hell? In fact, is there even a chance of snow before the snowballs? Right? No. There's no precedent whatsoever. At all? No, there's not. Okay. Well, anything else? Yeah, it would violate the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution of the United States because the state charter cannot say the feds can't go in and enforce federal law around immigration, which is a congressionally passed law for over like 75 years at this point. But don't worry, they're going to keep on doing it. You know what? I can't. Let's just play. Let's just keep on going. Take it away, CNN. Do the work for me.
One thing that Minnesota might get out of this, depending on the judge could want a hearing and could ask ICE some of the questions you just asked Senator Klobuchar about training and protocols, but they're not going to win, but they might get some information.
And in terms of the investigation by state officials, unless there's cooperation from the federal authorities, what kind of investigation can you actually?
There's not going to be one. That's the point. They are literally utilizing the weaponization of the lawfare system, wherever you've seen this before, to try to get information and other data that is going to be used in a further propaganda push, such as training times, such as amounts, quotas, amount of people all they're going to try to do is chase stuff through discovery in a big propaganda political push. That's all it's going to be. We know it, they know it, CNN knows it, everyone knows it. It's a game. In fact, there's a little bit of a precedent around this activity from the left, not this actual lawsuit like they said, but they do this in the gun world, guys. They sue gun manufacturers and they say, well, we want your customer list. We want your serial number list. We want your sales list. We want to know how many have been sold, but this, that, and the other. They just did it to Glock over the past 2 years. Everytown for Gun Safety, the state of Illinois. Well, this is not new. They use the lawfare system because it's been co-opted by the far left. That's why they go from states like New York, Illinois. If you're not in the 2A space, this is not new. They've been doing it to us. But honest to God, They're now doing it broadly. I've said multiple times, the 2A space, the 2A warriors, the 2A advocates are going to be the ones that come out of the muck and the mire right when we're needed, because we've seen all of these tricks before. These are not novel tricks they're doing. These are things they do to the gun space all the time. Okay, let's continue. Maybe there's more. There is, so let's go. All right, so now you would think that CNN flirted with danger enough. They were like, oh my God, we've already ordered like 8 parkas from Braden's Hell's Parkas. I know, it's crazy, but we might need 12 more. Yeah, they did it again. Watch, they doubled down.
I've read both the Minnesota and Illinois lawsuits. They're really political diatribes masquerading as lawsuits. If you look at what both states are asking the courts to do, it's to kick ICE out of those states and cities and to bar ICE from carrying on federal law enforcement in Illinois and Minnesota. That's the top thing both states asked to do, and they cite zero precedent for that. There is zero precedent for that. There is no way a judge can say, you federal law enforcement agency, you are not allowed to execute federal law in a certain state or city. I think the most that the states...
Okay, hold on. I'll finish this out for a second. Guys, you're not dead. You didn't go into Valhalla or heaven, or you're not wading across the river Styx. You don't have a guy named Sharon there with a stick that you gave a coin. None of that. See that? I'm cultured. So this is on CNN. Like, what the hell? There's zero standing. There is zero chance. And yet they're going to do it anyway. Guess who pays for this? The taxpayers of Minnesota, the same people who've been defrauded by about $18 billion in the big fraud daycare schemes and the welfare schemes that are going on there. But yeah, God, Trump's so evil, right? Let's continue.
Could get out of this, if they get sympathetic judges, is a judge who's going to ask questions of ICE, who's going to hold hearings, who's going to demand questions about how they're training, how they're carrying out their policy. You also could have judges that issue sort of symbolic orders along the lines of, ICE, you are not to violate the law, but that's already the case. It's already not allowed for ICE to violate the law. So these lawsuits, which appear to be coordinated, they're potentially powerful political statements, but I don't give them much of a chance of achieving the legal thing that they're asking for in the courts.
Wait a minute. They appear to be coordinated? No. Stop it. Hold on. Really? Are they? Do you think? Could it be? Per chance? Per maybe? Yeah. Guys, sometimes the stuff that we cover is bananas. And the big cherry on top with what that guy just said on CNN as he delivers a thermonuclear missile right down the mouths and throats of the lefties is there's no precedent whatsoever. It has absolute zero chance. And ICE doesn't break the law. Oh my God. Everything is shattering. Seriously, accepting investors for Hell's Parkas. I'm looking forward to it. All right, listen, guys. I'm going to see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.